Hello there. My name is Tasha, and I'm going to do a little series on me going through TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation treatment. I have a history of being prescription resistant to different medications for anxiety and depression. Went through cancer 20 years ago. That's when I first kind of needed something, little kids and stuff like that. But also the last 6 years or so, 2 different relationships after my divorce that were very traumatic and very difficult, and there was a lot of mental and emotional abuse that caused a lot of trauma. Had some PTSD diagnosis, but over a couple of years of therapy and stuff, determined that there was actually like kind of a history of it, and then these kind of brought out some of those early things that had traumatized me, but that it's more CPTSD, I guess you would say. So anyway, quickly I'm going to say my hair is shorter in this video than the first few videos you'll see because I'm making this after I made some of those videos. This is the first time me trying to do a vlog type thing like this. The formats that I'm on are this one and one or two others, but this is where I primarily would make just fun videos or serious videos or whatever. I used it a lot 5 years ago or so and kind of came back to it the last year or two. But the videos will explain themselves. I'm going to label them all similar so that people know it's a series. I'm going to try to put some extra things in that give you some more information. So this is just an intro kind of to the series. So I don't want to get into too much of the actual treatment and the other things that are involved. I did decide not to do daily, which is what I originally was going to do, because after the initial start and then some things leveling out, it really wasn't necessary to do every day with a few exceptions. So I've been doing kind of a summary of the week or summary of a few days. I still am just past halfway and have 2 more weeks of 4 days each because there's a holiday Monday and stuff. So as of now, I'm right there kind of in the middle. I will say that I feel it was this week that I started to see some differences with some things that weren't really obvious until I thought about them. Some of my main things are dealing with confrontation or trying to be healthy for me with situations where usually I would have kind of bent over backwards for people, or I would have not expressed myself in a healthy way. And a couple of really close personal relationships where I was able to do that and then saw it kind of afterwards. And then a couple other situations, just even with strangers, where I was able to set a boundary, express myself about it, and also be kind of not unemotional, but less emotional, because that's my thing. I am very impulsive. If somebody upsets me, I'm going to respond right away too quickly. I don't take the time to think about it enough logically and then come up with a response that's the healthiest for me. But also at the same time, being healthy for me means sometimes hurting people or upsetting people. That's always been a big thing. My whole life, and I'm 55 years old, has been to worry more about other people and how they think and what they think. And if, I don't want them upset with me, or I don't want to lose them as a friend, or whatever it is. And this is the first time in my life, and not just TMS, but some pretty good therapy the last couple of years and things like that, dealing with the trauma of abuse, but also dealing with the culmination of why I allowed that and why I am where I am. And part of that is not having a voice, not having a healthy voice. So I'm pretty happy. I think I'm in a place right now that I'm feeling very optimistic about what this could look like. And it's layers of things. This was an extreme for me to take this treatment on, but I saw it as a icing on the cake of all the other work I've been doing that could really be formative, be important, and change things kind of once and for all, I guess. But I'm looking at myself in this, and this is all new to me, like I said. So I use my hands too much. I say a lot, but hopefully some people will watch the videos. Hopefully if you're thinking about TMS and you're not sure, you can go online and read all kinds of medical type stuff about it. There are tons of procedures, there are tons of different types of machines, the whole thing. There's different uh, categories of it, even, which, like I said, I won't get into. But I will say, I did a lot of that research before I agreed to even do it. But then I decided to go to social media and start looking at stuff. And I'm going to try to make these very unbiased. I'm going to be very real about things that are struggles and stuff. And I think that the 2 or 3 days before I started, I made the mistake of going on some platforms and seeing pages that were all negative, that were people that were saying that they were not happy or had problems from it. And then I also found pages that were very optimistic, and everyone on them had a lot of success. I did a little kind of bio of myself when I joined that group. And it was funny because, I said I was starting on Monday. A lot of people commented wishing me luck and what their success story was. And in the midst of it all, and I'm in America I don't know if that just automatically is an assumption, but in the comments, somebody said that they were starting Monday too. And that person and I started talking every day during the last few weeks of this process. And it came about a weekend that we had like a 6-hour time difference, and he was on the other side of the world. So that was interesting. And we do the good morning, good night at the same time thing, kind of. But yeah, it's just been interesting. And to compare with somebody in a whole different place, where when he sent me what he was having done in the machine and everything was totally different than mine. Probably the same end result of what it does, but just even the look of it and everything. And it was interesting to see that apparently overseas like that, they've been doing this type of treatment for 30 plus years. So it's very new here in South Carolina, and I had never heard about it. My own MD, my own doctor, who has been practicing a very long time, and she's been my doctor for 20 plus years, um, the other day at a regular appointment said she never had a patient do it. So I was like, great, I get to try it out. But they were very interested, her and the nurse. They wanted to watch a video about the type of machine and what it does. So this could be really big for people that have been struggling and not able to have success with just medication and stuff. So something to look into, something to do your own research, and something that maybe could really help you if other things haven't been. So I talk longer. I talk a lot. I'm a gabber, but hopefully you get something out of it if you decide you want to watch them. And I would appreciate it if you do. Have a good night. Blessings.